Hello everybody, and boy am I excited to be bringing you this video. This video represents a few things. For one thing, if you can't tell or notice if you are a longtime viewer or do watch my heroes videos, this is the first video where I have, if you can't tell by how good Abathur looks, I have finally made the switch to my newer, better computer. I've made the switch. I'm so happy because you probably noticed that in the previous Heroes videos I've done on this channel, they didn't look that great, mainly because I had to run it on low settings. Well, it feels good to now see, I go here and it says, Suggested Extreme. I can now run this game on this computer on extreme settings. Ultra. Feels good. Feels good, man. It really does. I'm very happy and excited. Before we get going here, I do want to give a couple of shout-outs as a huge thank you. First off, a huge shout-out to my friends Amanda and Ellis for providing me with this computer that I'm using now. I thank you guys so much, and I wish many happy, wonderful years of marriage for the two of you. Also, I'd like to give a huge shout-out and thank you to my buddy Tom, who helped me get this running, as I did run into some technical issues while trying to get it ready and set up, and he was able to help me out, so thank you very much for that, buddy. So, to celebrate this occasion of my first video on my new, stronger PC, I want to start a playthrough that I had been thinking about for quite some time, and it's very heavily inspired is the word, by one of the people I follow who is probably the most well-known Heroes of the Storm YouTuber out there, and that is Papaneeks, who does a playthrough pretty much exactly like this. An A through Z playthrough where we go through every hero on the roster alphabetically, A through Z, where he's a little more veteran at this game than I am. He got to participate in the alpha. He's been playing it since the alpha. I sadly did not get to participate in the alpha, but I have been playing this game since the beta. And if you see my stats here, my player level is pretty high, and I have, let's see, where's it show the total matches I have? Oh, yeah, see? I've played almost 5,000 matches in this game, so I'd like to think I'm a bit of a veteran when it comes to this game. I like to think I may not be a pro-level good player. I'm not going to claim I'm a good player, but I'd like to think I'm an experienced veteran player who knows a thing or two about a thing or two when it comes to this game and its characters. So, I wanted to do this playthrough where we go through each of the characters on the roster, and I give you guys kind of my take on the characters, try to think about how they have changed, not just since the time that they came out during the time, you know, since it first got introduced into the game, like the alpha, or if I can remember some of the details, because as I said, I did not actually participate, I just had to watch videos of other people playing in the alpha. But I do have my own recollections about certain characters, and my own perspectives and experiences with those characters. And we're going to start things off, of course, with probably the most unique character on this roster, and that is Abathur. Abathur is, he's one of those characters that never really directly engages in battle. He is someone who is able to kind of manipulate things on the entire map, so to speak, being able to spawn nests, spawn locusts wherever he's at, be able to put a symbiote on an ally and try to help out in team fights. And, yeah, he can manipulate a number of ways. You can be able to build completely for lane pushing, or you can build completely for utilizing your hat. And it all depends on the situation, the compositions, the map. Here's hoping that we can get a good Abathur map and a good comp. Yeah, I'm going to be doing it the same way that Pally does. Hopefully, this does not go badly. Now, the series is not about winning or losing. It's mainly about just kind of talking about the character and, you know, just kind of like trying to show you guys certain things about their builds, or, you know, whatever the case may be in pertaining to the character, or maybe discussing my own personal favorite build with Abathur. So, let me turn it up here. I'll try and cut out the search. What's the search time? 59 seconds. So hopefully we won't have to wait too long for Abathur to get into a match.
Logical decision.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how fast Abathur can move during this event here. The slug can slug around. Opening loot boxes. Logical decision.
Must not delay.
Legendary.
Cycles remaining.
Yay, we got it.
Spawning.
5.
Alright, so we find ourselves on Sky Temple. The friendly team, Vala, the Butcher, Arthas, and Abathur and Nazeebo versus Sergeant Hammer, Cassia, Li Ming, Dehaka, and Taronda. So I have a couple of strong auto attackers on my team. I'm contemplating going a hat build. And I think I might go with a heal target, although our Butcher is
Assist ally. First biomass obtained.
I must retreat.
So the first down I took is Regenerative Microbes, where it's going to heal my target over 4 seconds, and that is mainly due to the fact that we do not have a healer on their team. They don't necessarily either, because they have a Taronda, but the way the matchmaking works these days is that Taronda is considered a sustained character, and so is Abathur. Because of that, they usually will tend to have a Taronda and an Abathur be matched in the same match, along with a couple of other different possible characters. If he wants to go in here on Cassia, I mean, like, my hat's on him. And now he does. There we go. See, that's one of the good things about having someone there, and then I can do that in order to try and heal him up a bit. Alright, I better move. So what I can do here, I can go down here because the objective is up there. This is part of the map manipulation that Abathur can provide. I can be able to push this with the locust that I spawn. Our Arthas is there. He doesn't necessarily have to be there. I'm going to go with Adrenal Overload because, of course, we do have a Vala and a Butcher, which late game should prove very helpful. Alright, so she's going to go back. That hammer there is going to be a bit of a problem. Alright, my mind was able to kind of harass the hammer there a bit. I was like, I kind of wish Arthas wasn't there, but... Alright, so at least those guys got the objective. We're doing really well right now. We're out soaking them. We're already at level 5. They're only level 3. Try and help shield our Vala a little bit, because I was anticipating that she might get owled or stunned by Taronda there. So Abathur has been a character that's been around, I believe, since the days of the Alpha. And in the early days, he used to mainly be around for, or mainly be chosen for one very strong reason. And that was because one of his ults, called Ultimate Evolution, it used to have the capability of actually using the ult of whatever ally you cloned. So imagine you cloned, say, Jim Raynor, and he picked Hyperion. You could then be able to drop 2 Hyperions. I'm going to go with Mule to actually help some of our structures here, especially when we are getting our structures attacked by the objective. Unfortunately, we have already lost our fort, otherwise I would have put it down there. Now I'm putting my mines there to try and help with this minion wave clear because the objective is going to be right here. In fact, I need to be careful that the enemy team, but they're all spread out, but Dehaka can burrow and get me anytime he wants. In fact, I may want to move back here because the bush right there, he could just go there and I would be in big trouble. Although, what I may want to do is reposition myself over here so my locust can help push this back. Alright, I'm gonna put mines here to kind of get just some visibility on the map of any of our enemies, especially if any of them want to attack the boss. Gotta keep... One of the things that you gotta make sure you do when you play Abathur is keep your map awareness. Always look at your mini-map to get an eye of what is going on with your allies so that you can be able to utilize. And you can also use your hat on minions, by the way, if you want to do this to harass the enemy team. So I could do this to try and harass the enemy team and enemy Cassia right there. Although it's kind of a waste. Now I can put my mule up there, tilt against this Dahaka. Oh, come on, Vala. I thought Vala was going to be a little bit more aggressive. There we go. Use that to help cancel the mines from that Sergeant Hammer. This Dahaka is just going full-on lane push right now.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. I'm way down here. Alright, I'm going to go up here, actually. I gotta be careful, though. Alright. I'm gonna go Ultimate Evolution. It's not necessarily the... I mean, it somewhat still is the better one. Now, here's what I can do. I can be able to do this, and I just got the kill on that enemy there because I was able to help clone. Now what I'm gonna do there is and now I give him extra attack speed, which is great, especially on the butcher. But he's in trouble. Ah.
Destination confirmed. Efficient hunter.
All right, I'm gonna put myself here, even though Dahaka could possibly burrow to get me. Timing is very important with Abathur, but as I said before, that Ultimate Evolution, you only get base abilities now. It used to be you could get your ults, which made it an incredibly valuable ult, but Blizzard was like, nah, that's too strong. We gotta nerf that a bit, make it where you can't have double of that same ult. That just seems a little too overpowered, which they were right. It was. Oh, come on, Azebo, run. Yeah, don't get tongued. Ah! So.
Guardians.
And I wasted that. Ah! See? Tyrande hit me. So now what I gotta do, I'm gonna go back and get full health. But I have to be very careful. Because if they snipe and then Dahaka can burrow, there's a number of things they can do to try and get me. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop my mule there because of the objective attacking it. Hopefully the mule will actually help counter that a bit. But not much. I can't control the mule. Now, I could be a little aggressive here. But the thing is, I did not go with a hat build.
Find something else to fight over.
Ugh. Did that to try and heal him up a bit. This Sergeant Hammer. Those mines is going to be a bit annoying. Look at all those mines all over the place. Not entirely safe here.
Slay these unclear.
Trying. Whoops.
Executing.
So yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know right now I am not a good Abathur player. I usually go with lane pushing Abathur, not fighting Abathur, but... Come on. There we go. Alright, I'm gonna go Ultimate Evolution here. That double charge on that Sergeant Hammer is huge. There we go. That's one of the reasons why I do like doing Ultimate Evolution, especially on the Butcher against people like Sergeant Hammer, because that stun is so good. Oh, I thought we were going for... yeah. Alright, we got that. Excellent. Excellent. Just trying to somewhat harass this Dahaka. I made him use his essence. Look at him, he's trying to get me. Nope. Nope.
Acceptable.
It's like, I know you're there, pal. Alright, I think that... I'm hoping that heal is what kind of saved my Vala teammate there. Alright, let's do this to try and harass this, Alright, we got the Li Ming. Yeah, there we go. Yeah! And that's one of the reasons why you take Ultimate Evolution these days, for that game-changing ult. Especially when you don't have to worry about dying if the clone gets killed.
My temple's power has been expended.
Oh, that just missed him. Run, Arthas, run. Alright, so I actually think I got off track, probably because Abathur obviously takes a lot of focus and concentration. Alright, I'm actually going to drop my mule to help fix this fort. Another stun. There we go. Alright, most of their team is dead.
Indomitable.
I'm hoping that's going to help out his quest. Nope. Ah!
Must evacuate.
Oh, that Tyrande snipe. Oh, man. Woo! That movement speed to help him get away. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Slay these mercenaries.
Uh-oh, the hawk is right there. Yeah, I better run. I do not need him to get me right now. I kind of wasted my deep tunnel there, but it's only a 20-second cooldown, so... Alright. Ultimate Evolution has only a 50-second cooldown, so you can just constantly use this. Dahaka right now is trying so hard to take this down. I gotta try see if I can do this and just kind of try and harass him a bit. But nope, he takes it down.
Eliminated.
Whole team is at the top temple. That's not bad. What I can do is kind of try and help push this back, because they don't necessarily need me right now. Do that. There we go. 10 seconds on my mule.
Slaughter this so-called heel. Select target.
Oh! Wow!
So the light
Man,
fades
that
from my
Li-Ming.
temporals, but it will return again.
There we go! Yeah! The Butcher!
Little value.
Good job, Butcher. Run. Gotta be careful, though. I would, yeah. Alright, let's see here.
Must not delay.
Use my mule on that. Oh, there we go, Li-Ming. Ah, they ran. They're afraid of the hammer. They're afraid of the Sergeant Hammer.
These mercenaries. Executing.
Go ahead and put my mines there, just in case. Just to help give my team a bit of vision on the boss in case the enemy team decides to do that. Oh boy.
The light of the sun grows.
Nope.
They shall
Go in, Butcher. Go in. Ah. Why did he take Furnace? Ah.
my magic
Do people not know that Furnace is not the better ult anymore?
Do not let these models
Oh man. Well, if I was doing a lane pusher Abathur, I would love to drop some locusts there, but I'm not. But I went with a hat build, so.
Destination confirmed.
I like that my Vala was like looking out for me. Like, look out, the missile. Uh-oh. Look out. Oh! He jumped the hawk on the zombie wall, but it's not gonna do much. Oh, man. That Li-Ming.
Lost. Slaughter.
Alright, so they are back. Man, he timed that furnace very horribly. There we go, got the Li-Ming.
Eliminated. Hero of Storm.
You have stolen enough of my power. Return to your war, hero.
Well done.
No! There we go.
Double
Yes!
elimination. Destroy core.
An excellent strike.
This is where we can win. With the whole team wiped out. Woo! And that's one of the powerful things about Abathur and his symbiote, especially if you go full hat build with things that can help your team in fights. When you have people like Vala or Butcher that can really benefit from your hat talents. Now, I still love lane push Abathur. GG. Like, being able to spawn and drop a ton of locusts in the lane, rack up siege damage and XP. See, I didn't do much of that. It still says I was MVP, though. I mean, that's partly because, of course, I was cloning the likes of the Butcher, who, of course, with that stun... I'm not crazy that he took Furnace. I would have liked if he had taken Land of the Slaughter for that hammer, but have that double stun is huge. But there's never a right build for Abathur, and I didn't really talk that much about his history, other than that was one of the major things I remember about him in the early days, was that you could use your teammate's ult if you took evolution. But then when they nerfed that, the other ult, Monstrosity, became a very strong lane pushing ult, especially if you're on a big 3-lane map. So yeah, it didn't really do that much in that regard, but I think, you know, that's mainly because it's a hat build. If I had gone with the full lane push build, I could, you know, be able to have 200,000 siege damage, a ton more XP, but I wasn't really focusing on that. I was trying to do more team fights because, of course, you had Vala and Butcher. Now, if I didn't really have people like that who I thought my hat build would benefit from, then I probably would have gone with the lane pushing build. So the build we went with today was regenerative microbes to add a bit of healing for my teammates, adrenal overload to give my Butcher and Vala more attack speed, which is fantastic on Butcher when you give him more, or when he finishes his quest. Plus, also looks like Vala went with the attack speed build, which yeah, you know, putting that on Vala when she has gone with the auto attack build, that's really strong. Mule because of the Sky Temple objective, attacking our forts. Ultimate Evolution to be able to utilize the Butcher's abilities to be able to harass that Sergeant Hammer, especially with the stun. Soma Transference to add a bit more healing to my teammates. Adrenaline Boost to give them more movement speed, which on Butcher and Vala was great. And Hive Mind. Now, if I was going for the full lane push build for Abathur, I would have gone with Survival Instincts to increase the health and duration of my Locusts. I would have gone with either Ballistospores to give my mines global range and increase their duration. Prolific Dispersal is also pretty good if you want to just like lay down a ton of mines. Mule is also still pretty good, though Neil Spine is also good. Evolve Monstrosity, as you can see, to help push another lane. You can potentially push 3 lanes with Monstrosity in one lane, Abathur in another lane, and a hat in the other lane. Bombard Strain, which used to be really, really good, but then they nerfed the range of it a bit and made it where it wasn't quite as strong. That used to be stronger. And 16 Locust Brood to spawn even more locusts, which that can just be a huge annoyance to the enemy team. And Locust Nest to be able to have another locust spawning nest in another lane. I mean, you can just have the lanes filled with locusts, you know, if you want to go that route. So, a very versatile character. Obviously, difficulty is very hard because you have to keep your awareness up. But, yeah, still pretty good. But you gotta be able to... in the right hands, Abathur can just be a complete game changer in the game. Alright, so that was Abathur. And up next, we're going to be taking a look at my favorite overlord of the Tal'Darim, Alarak. Stay tuned.